What's going on, everybody? RPG back with some more Predecessor content. Today's video, we're back in the practice realm here.
An enemy tower is
We got
under
another
attack.
building guide. This time it's for Grux. It's going to be the Grux 1v1 special build. Grux has always been known since Paragon as the 1v1 champion of this game. And this build really plays into that. So let's get right into it with the first item. Now the first item you're going to want to go on this build is Bone Seeker. Now let's talk about Bone Seeker for a second. As you see here, it gives you a 300 health, 35% attack speed. It gives you no physical power, but you'll see why in a second. If you look at the tooltip at the bottom, it says Pursue. Mark the enemy target. Increase your damage dealt to them by 2% for 4 seconds. Stacks up to 10 times. If you do the math real quick, that's 20% extra damage to a target. But if you change targets, it resets the stat counter. This is why it's a key item in the 1v1 build. You want to stick on that one target. And normally, you're playing Grux in the solo lane anyway. You can play him in the jungle too. He's a monster there. But in the solo lane, this item, specialized in the 1v1 that Grux does, perfect for this build. And then you got Swift Strikes down there. Once you hit the 10 stacks, you get 20 true damage on hit and 3% extra movement speed, so they can't get away from you. Now, that works so well with Grux because if you look at his passive here, called Bloodlust, it says apply Blood Loss, deals 58 damage over 3 seconds, stacks up to 6 times. At maximum stacks, you gain 25% Omnivamp for 5 seconds. The stacks from his passive go hand in hand with the stacks from Bone Seeker. So you see where this build is going right off the bat. So for your second item, you're going to go with Bone Saw. Now, the reason you're going Bone Saw is because you're going to be swinging super fast with these two items. You got Bone Seeker online already with the DPS stacks over time and the 35% attack speed. And then you get into Bone Saw. Huge health, a little bit of physical power. You get on every third basic attack, plus 2.5% of your health added as damage, which is crazy because every item in this build has health on it. So that plays into this as well. It slows the target by 20%. Now, that goes hand in hand with the Bone Seeker because you're moving 3% faster and you're slowing the enemy down with Bone Saw by 20%. So you're basically 23% faster than them with these stacks active. You gain 10% attack speed for 5 seconds, and that stacks up to 3 times, so you get 30% of full stacks. The attack speed you get out of both of these is crazy. So after Bone Saw, what you're going to want to go with
Enemy
is Basilisk.
tower under siege.
Another straight up bruiser item, big health, 40 physical power, 15 ability haste, not bad. But the reason you're going this is for the Corrode. Now if you look at Corrode, it's got reduce their physical armor by 4% for 3 seconds, and this stacks up to 6 times as well. At 6 stacks, they become eroded, meaning, what is that, 6 times 4%? They basically lose most of their physical armor. So you see where this build is going. You're shredding their armor with Basilisk, you're doing extra attack speed, slowing them, and having percent health damage from the Bone Saw, and you're stacking damage with Bone Seeker. So you have all 3 of these stacking, and the stack's doing different things. One for damage, one for attack speed, one for armor shred. Combine that with this passive, where at full stacks you get Omnivamp, so you're just draining their health back into your health pool. It's starting to get crazy. Now, being that this is a 1v1 specialist build, chances are you're not going to get the advantage in every single 1v1. Sometimes they're going to get the best of you. So in that situation, we're going Stonewall as our defensive item. It's got extra health regen, decent amount of health, huge physical armor at 70, and the little bonus here is Shockwave. Once you fall below 40% of your max health, it stuns nearby enemies for 0.75 seconds, and Bulwark mitigates physical damage just straight up. So what this is, it's kind of like an oh shit, I'm losing the fight. It gives you a little bit of breathing room with that AoE stun once you fall below 40% health, and it gives you the ability to take the upper hand back in the 1v1. Now, what works really well with Stonewall to finish off this build is Salvation. Now, the reason you go Salvation, another huge health pool item which goes into the percent health damage from Bonesaw. What this one does, you know, physical power, huge health, big tenacity. And another item that works like Stonewall, when you fall below 40%, you gain 20% of your health as an overshield, and you get 10% more Omnivamp for 6 seconds. So, every single item having huge health on it plays into the shield you get from this when you fall below 40%. And also when you fall below 40%, you stun the enemy so you can regain the upper hand. Now, when you get the 10% Omnivamp from Salvation, that's going to stack with the 25% Omnivamp you have from your passive. And you are just draining their health pool right back into yours. It makes this build crazy for 1v1. So let's go down to the field, test it out a little bit, see what we can do to steal here. You can see the longer we hit him, the less armor he's going to have, the more damage we're going to do, and the faster we're going to swing.
Enemy tower is under attack.
So you get the idea. And also, when you use your ultimate, like I did right here, it increases your attack speed by an additional 70%. And if you read the tooltip on the ultimate there, it says gain 70% attack speed, which you just saw, but it also steals 8 physical power on hit. So you're stacking from the ultimate by stealing physical power from the enemy. You're stacking on your passive by making them bleed and getting an Omnivamp. And every single one of these items here is stacking damage, attack speed, armor shred, and then these two for survivability at the end. Let's kill these minions here real quick. Oh god, this build does so much damage. So I'm usually playing from the jungle perspective, and this is more of a 1v1 in the solo lane build. But you can still do this in the jungle, absolutely, because when you pop out on a gank, say you gank solo lane or you gank mid lane, if you gank solo lane or mid lane, chances are those guys are there by themselves. And that means you're going to get all your stacks from Boneseeker, because that's, you know, a solo target stacking item.
Enemy tower is under attack.
Let's head back to the base. We're going to talk a little bit more about it, and then we're going to end the video.
Enemy tower under
So the one thing we didn't talk about was the crest. And on this one, there's 3 warrior crests. I would not go with Phoenix on this one, because I don't think you plan on dying a lot with this build. You're going to dominate your 1v1s. Icecorn Talons is fine. Gives you a little health boost, physical power, ability haste. Slows the enemy down if they try to escape. And it gives you a 15% speed boost in case you need to escape or you need to run somebody down, which is really nice. You can also go with Brutalix. I don't think I can show you. Ah, here it is. Here's Brutalix. This one comes with built-in lifesteal, which is very good on this build. It has a cleanse for debuffs, so if you get stunned, you just pop that. You're not stunned anymore, you're not slowed, you're not rooted, you break free, and you get 60% additional tenacity once you use that cleanse. And what does it say here? Successful basic attacks extend the duration of the 60% tenacity, which is nice. So it really depends on what you want to do. You want to have a cleanse, go with the Brutalix. You want to have the extra speed to run down enemies, which I like, and slowing down your enemies, you go Icecorn Talons, and that's what I usually go with this build. So that's going to do it for this video. I will catch you guys on the next one.